Getting ready here for the second half action. You can give us a rundown, Paul, after I mention a few of our fine sponsors. The UPS Store, BPC Architect, Just Do It 2 Sport Fishing, The Dog Wash, Michael Wilson Attorney, Artistic Tile Install, Keeper's Restaurant, Nantucket Carpet Cleaning, Future Pools of Nantucket, Sun Island Fuel, Congdon and Coleman Insurance, Don Allen Auto Center, Harbor Fuel, Island Lumber, Island Pharmacy, Kitty Murtaug's, The Downy Flake, Joe Package CPA, The Islander Package Store, The Sea Grill, Boys and Girls Club, Steamship Authority, Beauty Bar, Stovey Engineering, Rick's Paint and Maintenance, Cam Appliance, JB Drywall, Espresso to Go, Fast Forward, Nantucket Seafood, Ryder Electric, Outdoor Power, Billy Built Automotive, Cottage and Castle. We thank these fine sponsors for bringing you portions of this event. And quick rundown the scoring in the first half, Paula.
Score is 4-1. Nantucket is in the lead against Cape Cod Academy.
Yes.
And so Cape Cod Academy had 1 goal, probably with about 7 minutes left in that first half. We want to point out that it's 35-minute halves versus 40.
Correct.
So it's a little bit different. But 2 of the goals were scored by Waverly Brannigan, and 2 of the goals were scored by... Oh, excuse me. 2 were scored by Waverly Brannigan, 1 by Amy McAvee, and 1 by Evelyn 5.
All right, so she did get that on. I was confused on that myself.
I had to think about it because remember Evelyn had that deep kick. She was just past the midi line. It was a beautiful kick, long dribble that she had, and so she scored that. So it's 4-1. We've had solid play. We've seen a couple members that do get interspersed in varsity, which is Ruby DuPont, number 22, and Waverly Brannigan, 27, both playing exceptionally well. We want to acknowledge, too, that who we have in goal, I found out it was the mysterious person. Sydney King, number 29, who's a freshman, is in goal. We want to acknowledge her in the green shirt. She's done a great job. She's going to be playing for about 10 more minutes, and then they're going to be switching, and I think putting Tamoy Monner in, number 23, who currently is on the field in the D position on the right.
So do you get into any of the baseball playoff action? Are you a baseball fan?
You know, I normally am. I know my mom's still upset about John Farrell being fired.
Yeah, that was...
she talks about that quite a bit. It's really bothered her.
It sort of had to happen.
Yeah.
I could see it going either way, and it did happen.
I like Houston. Am I going to get in trouble for saying that?
No, I
like Houston.
I like anybody who beats the Yankees.
Yankees, thank you. That's my motto. Yeah. Anybody that, exactly.
And that game will be starting in about 10 minutes from now. It's an afternoon game in New York, 5 o'clock game, and Houston has a 2-1 lead. And
so I thought it was 2-0.
Best out of 4 though, right?
No, yeah, 4 out of 7. Yeah,
Oh,
they got to win 2 more.
Nice. Draw away from the goal by Tamoy Marner. Yeah, that's why it could be the Alaskan Apples, and if they were playing the Yankees, I would be pulling for them.
Well, speaking of New York, the Patriots were down here this weekend for the Jets. Did you ever think? Did you ever think that the Patriots would get a call in their favor in New York, like they did in Sunday's game?
I thought that was a touchdown.
That should have been a touchdown.
You know what? I didn't see a whole lot of bobbling in that ball when he was right into the cone in the corner.
There's two things you got to look at. First of all, look at the still pictures that were in the Boston Globe yesterday. It shows one hand out here, and the ball in the middle. Neither hand is on the ball.
Right.
So the ball did come free. Second thing,
I didn't see that shot.
Thing, if you look at it again, look at when he's going across the goal line. When he's going across the goal line, he has the ball in his left hand. When he hits the ground and comes up again, the ball is in his right hand.
Yeah,
he switches hands.
that, but there's nothing wrong with that. But there's no rule against that.
There's no rule against that, but the only reason why it switched hands is that the ball came loose, hit the ground, and he grabbed it with the other hand. Nobody in their right mind is going to move the ball from one hand to the other hand as you're crossing the goal line. You would keep the ball so tight to your body.
You never know. I mean, what if he didn't have what he felt was control of it, so he altered his hand holding and he put it in his right hand. His more dominant hand.
Okay, the second part of that is, Okay, it was a fumble, and I believe that entirely. The second part of that is the rule. The rule for a touchback is probably the worst rule in sports, of any sport. It's the worst rule. Because if you fumble the ball anywhere near the goal line and it goes into the end zone, it's a double penalty. The other team gets it, but they get it on the 20-yard line. And that's the problem with the rule. And maybe they'll change that rule, but the rule has been in there forever. It's not a new rule. It's been a rule for the last 50, 100 years, you know?
I thought the
momentum changes on it, and I can remember a Nantucket Vineyard. I can remember a Nantucket Vineyard football game where Nantucket
nice cross by Ruby.
was heavily favored to win the game, but they were only leading 7-0 in the fourth quarter. But they were moving the ball all over the field. Nantucket's getting ready to score. Bobby King was running it in to the end zone. The ball gets knocked out of his hand as he's crossing the goal line. No touchdown, no Nantucket ball, Vineyard ball in the 20. The same exact thing.
Same exact scenario. That was a questionable call.
It was very questionable.
Yeah, I was struggling with that
Because it
one.
was called a touchdown. That was the thing, Dick.
Yeah.
It was called a touchdown on the field, Gino, but who called it? The guy standing behind the play looking at the body, not at the ball.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And that's why they have replay, because they bring out all the angles. And when they brought out all the angles, they saw that the ball did come free, which the man who made the touchdown call couldn't see because he was blocked by the body.
I didn't think the Patriots played that well.
Oh, they haven't played that well all year.
I thought it was a gift.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know if they'll be making the playoffs. I mean, I hope that they do, but I don't know.
Oh, that was my original comment when I made it up. Did you ever think you'd get a call like that in New York? I never thought they'd overturn it.
Even Tom Brady was saying, when they do those talks on talk radio or whatever, that the Jets have always. It kind of reminds me of a high school rivalry. It's always given them a hard time. It's a thorn in their side. That team, for some reason.
9 out of the last 10 Patriots-Jets games have been decided by 7 or fewer points.
See, clearly I'm working and you're retired, because I had the peripheral information correct, but now you know the little nitty-gritties. What was that?
9 out of the last 10 Patriots-Jets games have been decided by less than 7 or less points.
Wow, that's incredible.
We've been heavily favored in every one of them. Every one of them, the Patriots.
Nice job by Madison Iller, number 50 and number 21, Juliana Bouchard. Doing a great job. Oh, a getaway. Quinn Lebret almost had a goal there. Dick, we're never going to see a game, I don't think, like the one we saw in the Super Bowl. I mean, that was when they played Atlanta.
Well, talk about Atlanta. That's the big rematch this Sunday night.
Right.
Atlanta's coming to Foxborough.
Mm-hmm. I know they are. I was hoping to maybe go to the game. You know how much tickets are?
Oh.
Size of a small mortgage.
It's tough to go to a night game too when you live on Nantucket, because then you have all the other added expense.
I just bother the relatives.
Bother the relatives. Okay.
It's good by me.
Does the relatives mind you showing up at 2 o'clock in the morning, hopping the bag, yelling, "Yay, Patriots! Yay, Patriots!"
I give them the heads up. Well, their children love him.
What's his
Dominic.
Dominic. Does little Dominic, does he wait up for you? Auntie Paula's coming tonight?
No, but he will come up at like 5:30 in the morning. He calls me Yaya. Auntie Yaya, why are you on the couch? I was at the Patriots game. You look so tired.
You look tired, Yaya. What's the matter, Yaya? Your eyes aren't moving. Your lips are moving. You're not saying anything.
You having a weed and then out of Yaya? Anyhow, yes, I bother the relatives. Right now, here comes Nantucket. Coach Osan is telling them to drop back, put a little bit more pressure on now that we've dissected the Patriots. Back to soccer. We need to do our own radio show just to talk about these things. My goodness. Ava Moskrop, number 40, on the field. We've got Amy Mack, number 35. We've got number 38, Quinn Lebrecht.
A lot of new names in there. Everybody's getting a chance to play, so that's great.
Yeah, I love it. Madison Iller, number 50. But, you know, we got a lot of soccer going on here. And I'm pumped to watch these girls progress as they go into the varsity program, Dick.
Yes.
Speaking of soccer, men's soccer.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, I forgot. That's right. You're retired and had surgery, so you've had ample time. Do you want to fill me in on that as well?
First time since 1986. They're not in there.
Scary. Good Lord.
Terrible.
This is what happens when you retire. You have all these stats that just come
Have you ever been to Turks and Caicos? Is that who they lost to?
Turks and no, Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad. I knew it was one of those TTs. Trinidad and Tobago. I mean,
Did you just say Turks and
There you go.
Caicos?
Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, I didn't know they played. When I saw the lineup for the game,
Trinidad and Tobago. It's kind of like
I thought it was a misprint. I'm saying they don't play soccer there. What are you talking about?
But that's what's so painful. The United States.
The
Lost.
biggest free country in the world loses to a little. They have. At last count, they had 7 soccer balls on the island, and one of them was smuggled in somebody's wallet.
I think the team of Trinidad and Tobago showed up with 11 players max. It's like they lost. How did that happen?
I don't know.
How? And there, you know, there is so much more money put on men's soccer, U.S. men's soccer, than the ladies' side. That was one of the things Hope Solo's been talking about. You know, millions upon millions I think it's like 20 million or versus like 2 for women's soccer, and yet they lose to a team like that. What's that saying? Oh, Quinn.
It's sad. I mean, that was a sad moment in the men's soccer program. Yes.
I was surprised President Trump wasn't tweeting about that. He tweets about everything else.
Well, I think he's got a golf course in Trinidad and Tobago, so he doesn't want to give him bad publicity.
Didn't he lose his house in Turks and Caicos in the storm or something? I don't know. Anyhow, we're probably halfway through.
Do you know that President Trump has played more golf since he's become president than the last 3 presidents put together?
Shocking.
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 I mean, when he was running for president, he was criticizing Obama for going to the vineyard and playing golf. And he's played. I mean, I think he's been in office like, you know, what, 200 days maybe, not even that, and he's played golf like 99 of them.
Unbelievable. Next subject.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. They won in overtime. Paula.
That wasn't overtime, was it? Against Baltimore?
Did they kick a field goal in overtime? No?
No, they beat them big time.
Big time.
They beat them at least 10 points.
No, Gino, you got that all
you're
wrong.
thinking of Pittsburgh, they won in overtime. They beat Pittsburgh and they've only...
So what's the Bears' record?
I know, I just watched...
2-3.
I just watched Pittsburgh Sunday play. Was it Kansas City? Yeah, they played Kansas City, right?
Right.
Pittsburgh, and they won. But I wanted Kansas City.
Oh, you wanted Kansas City to keep... I was rooting for Pittsburgh. I wanted them to get their first loss, you know?
Wait.
He wanted Kansas City to win.
I wanted Pittsburgh to win.
I'm a Steelers fan. I used to like him when they had Terry Bradshaw. I'm not behind. Ben Roethlisberger, for some reason, doesn't excite me. I'm sure he's wonderful, but he just doesn't do it for me.
No, I don't like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that Kansas City was going to suffer their first loss, and so I was rooting for that.
Well, we would have been on opposite sides of the road.
When you go down the road, you know, it's a long way off. When you get down the road and you get into the playoffs, you know, as Patriots are going to be fighting Kansas City for home field, and so
they're going to have to man up then.
So they're going to have, you know, if you want to get home field, you got to get ahead of Pittsburgh, you got to get ahead of Kansas City and Pittsburgh in the record. So right now they're only 1 game behind. Two because of the tiebreaker, right? So they're still 2 behind because Kansas City has beat us head to head.
I'm all about a good game.
Dick, you haven't even mentioned the Celtics, have you?
The Celtics open tonight. Gino.
That's
my team, baby.
That's Gino's team.
Go green, go green.
Gino will be having an open house, Paul. If you're out running around tonight, just stop at Gino's.
Really?
He'll have the 3 TVs going. Celtics in every room. Only 2.
I'm going to watch baseball.
Gino's a huge Celtics fan.
I love the baseball, the playoffs right now.
See, Gino's not a Boston guy, but
Right.
so he's not a big Patriots
There's not a
fan.
team
He's
out
not a
of
big
Maine,
Red
so he's
Sox.
pulling for the
like the Red
Celtics.
Sox.
He's
and
not
I
a
like
big
the
Red
Celtics.
Sox fan, but he's a huge Celtics fan.
I knew he was a huge Celtics fan. Evelyn Fye with the throw-in. I want to acknowledge that Raphael, Coach Osana, had a timeout. He did that specifically, Dick, that we can point out to switch, as we were talking about. Sydney King, who was doing superb as the freshman goalie, only allowing one goal, has been pulled. She'll be playing in the field now. We have Tamoy Marner, number 23, in the goal, and she's only in 8th grade.
Eighth grader.
She looks older. She's tall, but she's only in 8th grade.
A lot of talent in this girls program.
Yeah, and look at how deep this bench is.
Got a lot of girls yesterday, and as I said, this is Cape Cod Academy's whole program right here. So for a private school, they got to do a little bit more recruiting. They got to get some more. They did have a varsity team at the beginning of the year, so something happened because Chris Maury said he got a call like the second day of school, right after Labor Day, from the Cape Cod Academy coach saying, we can't play here in girls soccer. We only have a JV team. So somewhere between the middle of August and the middle of September, something happened, whether they lost some girls or whether some girls decided not to come out or not. But you can see there's no numbers over there, no bench, so the girls play the whole game.
But when you look at the Nantucket side, that's just telling us what is coming down the road for Nantucket on the varsity level. And, hopefully these girls stay with it. They've got a lot of options. I was talking to Phil Taylor the other day. Well, we were talking about the girls' soccer program, and he was saying to me that he wished the girls would bite in more in the off-season playing in spring soccer. If they're not playing sports on the varsity level via the high school in the spring, if they would play spring travel soccer, if they'd play in the summertime, that more and more teams off island are presenting with players that are playing almost year round.
Well, that's my peeve, having kids play year round anything. Yeah. I'm dead set against that, and I mean a kid should play a fall sport, a kid should play a winter sport, a kid should play a spring sport, and that's how
nice
I feel
hustle.
when these coaches, and it's almost like they're brainwashed. These coaches get a kid that's in the 8th grade who's a super athlete, and if he or she is a super athlete, they can play any sport anytime. They don't have to key in on one sport. But all of a sudden, the coach is telling the kid and telling the parents, that you can go to college and you can play soccer in college, blah 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 blah. So all of a sudden, the kid is playing soccer 12 months of the year.
Vilma Moreno trying to get that in. Rennie Waddle with a nice brought that ball up from midfield. Well, you know what? Time Magazine, I'll save the article for you for next week, did a really well-written article. It was the cover story about how school sports are turning pro, if you will, meaning these feeder programs, and a lot of parents spending anywhere from $30,000 to $80,000 a year for a private baseball coach, a batting coach. I mean, it's gotten to the point of out of control, and the pressures that it's putting on these kids who might not want to be doing that, but their mom and dad want them to play baseball because the dad played baseball at Lafayette or whatever the article was about. And it was really it was sad, because you're taking away them being kids.
Well, that's it. When you get into these types of programs, you're not a kid anymore. You just become part of the machine,
Right. The thing is, the burnout rate is so high.
Go middle.
Let them mature and ripen on their own and see where the road leads them.
40 an 8th grader?
She is a freshman,
Yes.
Ava.
No,
she is 8th. Excuse me.
She is
Ava.
an 8th grader, yeah.
She's got game though, doesn't she, Gina?
Yeah, she is. She's
scrappy.
She does look young.
There she goes.
She's probably a young 8th grader, which makes her, almost a 7th grader.
She reminds me of Samantha Reese, though. She looks scrappy out there. She's a little machine.
They had the ponytail flying.
Yep. A la Busy Maloney.
Nice Wilma. Stick with.
So Busy informed you of the things are not all right in Clemson this weekend?
She did, but she, I think, was at the University of Georgia. She's been doing a lot of UGA games.
Is that right? Yeah.
She's following the Bulldogs, but she'll always be a Tiger fan through and through. But she's enjoying those games as well. But like the ref said, you got to go to Death Valley. Vanessa Moore, her daughter Kobe's at Clemson.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Has she been there
Another Tiger mom.
She been there the whole time?
Yep, she's a sophomore, and I think she's on their swim team maybe, or club swim team, I'm not certain.
Yeah, I remember her at the high school.
Yep.
Fine athlete, a very nice kid. She always pleasant,
Great girl,
smart.
yep, yeah. The whole 9 yards. She loves it.
Oh,
Need her hand.
Yeah.
He caught it.
I don't think he would have caught it if she didn't give it away. She
Yeah,
gave
that's
it.
true.
She gave it away by pulling her hand back. If
She
she
said something. Too.
if she kept going, she might have got away with it. Yeah.
Number 41 looking for somewhere to place it. Probably have, what, 10 minutes left here, do you think? Philomena
I
Topham.
would say about 10 to 12. Yeah. I don't know. We did have that timeout, and
I'm smelling the barbecue. Do you smell that? Where's that coming
whether he kept the clock running during the timeout or not, I'm not sure. But in a game like this, they could.
Amy Mack, number 35, trying to get that corner kick in. Well done. And it's cold out.
Yeah, it's getting chilly.
I was just thinking that.
It's getting chilly, and I'm getting chilly here. I'm going to read this list here one more time, and then we'll talk about our 3 stars here. Nantucket Ice, Nantucket Electrical Contractors, Joe Rapaki CPA, Killen Real Estate, Martin Bork Painting, Cowboys Meat Market, Santa's Rubbish Removal, Nantucket Health Department, Sushi Bayoshi, Randy Alford Heating and Cooling, Island Fencing, Island Carpets, Valero & Sons, Ladybird Lingerie, Faucet Man Plumbing and Heating, Nantucket Estate Jewelry, Ride the Wave, The Boathouse, Fairgrounds Restaurant, Pumpkin Pond Farm, Something Natural, Highland Flooring, Champion Rentals, Island Variety, Sherman Management, The Homestead, Nantucket Health Club. We thank all these fine sponsors for bringing you portions of the Wheel of Season. If you want to be part of the Wheel of Season, give Gino a call. Sign up, $15 a week. Give him a call, 508-292-2203. Nantucket's independent community channel since 1996. Is that when you started, Gino, 1996?
August 1st.
August
Wow.
1st, 96.
Number 29, your name?
Sydney.
Oh, it's Sydney. Okay. This poor girl. Sydney King. Now she's... We already acknowledged you about goalkeeping, switching over now. Tell her I'm smarter than I looked at.
She's smarter than she looks, Sydney.
Sydney, who's your mom and dad?
Aaron and Brian King.
Aaron and Brian King. No clue.
Time is ticking down. Sydney better get in there before the game's over.
Well, she was our goalkeeper.
I
the
know,
first
I
time.
know.
We only let in 1 goal. Nice job.
Come on, Maddie.
Ooh, nice kick by Maddie Iller. Up to Amy Mack.
Nice, Amy.
Amy Mack's got game. Let me know when you're ready with your 3 stars.
Amy. Hey, your head back. Sydney. It's gone. It's on your back. It's on your back.
Nice job. Ooh, Vilma Marina. Wow, she almost scored again. Nice job, number 19. As we're winding down the soccer game, it is 4-1, Dick, Nantucket. You're 10 minutes away from watching Houston Yankees.
Yep.
Who's Maureen for?
10 minutes away from getting in my truck and turning the heat on
Yeah.
here. It's getting
I
chilly
have
out
2
here.
jackets on. I brought another jacket and a hat. It always gets cold here the way that we're in the darkness.
Well, yeah, see, the sun is behind us and we get it blocked by
Gino.
by the truck and Gino.
Remember the days when we used to sit on that side?
If Gino would duck down, we could get some nice sun on.
Right. Remember when we used to sit on that side?
We used to sit right over there in the sun
What happened
field.
to that idea?
You can't film into the sun.
We did it for years.
Yeah, we
but
had
Gino
great
didn't
color
like.
right through November. It was wonderful. Now we're over here, freezing.
Do you have your 3 stars?
I do, but you go first.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
My number 3 star is going to go to freshman Ruby DuPont, number 22 out there. She had an assist on one of the goals, running around. My number 2 star is going to go to an 8th grader, Ava Mosscrop. And my number 1 star is going to go to Waverly Brannigan, freshman with 2 goals. First 2 of the game, getting Nantucket off and running.
I'm going to give my bronze star to Seneca Weber, a sophomore. She played that corner beautifully. She's got game. She's got a long kick. You're going to be seeing some great things with and from her as she approaches the varsity level. I'm giving my 2nd star to Ava Mosscrop, only an 8th grader, but I like what I see with her. Small, scrappy, close to the ground, but my God, she just does not stop moving. And once she fine-tunes her game, she's going to be a force to reckon with. And my number 1 star is going to Evelyn Fye out of 8th grade. That beautiful, deep, and I do mean deep goal she had. Well done.
Good choices, and congratulations to all the girls, and congratulations to all the other girls on the team that were in the running, but when you pick 3 stars, you only can come up with 3 names.
Yep. And they all did quite well. I mean, Quinn LeBret, Madison Iller, Bella Coutone, Amy Mack, above and beyond. There's my girl.
Oh, almost getting herself in position for a shot on goal there.
Nice job by Vilma. She's got game.
And I want to put a hats out to. I want to put a hats out to the Cape Cod Academy team.
Absolutely.
They are really down in numbers. I think they have 10 girls out there playing. They've played the whole game. They're playing a spirited game. They're fighting hard, and hopefully, hopefully some girls will come into the school. Some other girls will play, and they'll get back to a varsity level team next year.
Let's hope so.
Where is this school from? Where are they?
No, they're down towards the next town over from Centerville. They're about 7 or 8 miles out of Hyannis, going down towards Falmouth.
Goalie on Cape Cod Academy. That was a beautiful stop she just had. I don't know if you caught that. Double palm stop, and she came up high and she deflected it. Well done. You know, they've got a good goalie, Dick.
They do,
Think
yeah.
about it.
Rennie, Sanika.
Waverly Brannigan heading back in.
Yeah.
Number 47, Sydney. Nope.
No, Vilma. Vilma.
Bella Coutone.
Sanika, play the right. Sanika, stay in. You're just going to the right. Vilma. Emerson, you're playing on the left midfield now, left side. Sanika, you can take this corner if you want. Just call Waverly off.
Oh,
Coaching on the fly.
Nice job, Vilma. Coaching on the fly. Well, I think Coach Hosanna is trying to mix and match and get them to play, whether it's forward, midi, defensive position.
Oh.
And that was a goal by Emerson Milne, I believe. Emerson Milne, number 34. Well done. Boy, the Milnes have got game. Her brother Jackson has scored on the varsity side a couple times. Well done, Emerson. Ball boys acknowledging that.
So that brings it up to 5-1 here as the clock winds down. Emerson is only an 8th grader also.
Well done, Emerson. Sorry we'll be seeing you this week, and I'll have to stop in the football booth.
Yeah, we're going to be.
Particularly if it's cold out.
If it's cold out, come in the booth.
I will be in the booth. I love sticking my head out of that open window. It reminds me of like a cuckoo clock when I was a kid or something. I don't know why. Great fun. And what a visual up there. It's nice.
It's a good view, yeah.
It really is.
What a difference.
Complete difference
What
than
a
being
difference
flat.
doing. You sort of get used to doing a football game because you've done it for years, but what a difference it was when we started doing lacrosse there, or even we've done some soccer games there over the years when they had some nice soccer games, and it's amazing. You can really follow the whole flow of the play. You can see the passes, you can see the cuts a lot better. Yeah.
So fun. Ooh, nice hustle there by number 46, trying to make something happen. Evelyn Fye. any night soccer games this year?
There's none on the schedule. No, they've
Ooh, Weber gets
they
knocked.
haven't had one in a couple of years, and I don't know if it's so much
Nice.
getting an opponent to come here or getting the. I know it's you got to get the field lined a different way. That shouldn't be a major problem.
Great give and go by Jackie Fye, Evelyn Fye up to Sydney King. Evelyn's Jackie's mom, who in our family will always be known as Miss Peach.
Miss Peach.
Miss Peach. Yes, Biz doesn't know who Mrs. Fye is. It's like, that was Miss Peach.
So she's been on the island a few years then, huh?
Teaching kindergarten.
Wow.
Oh yes, she had both my daughters. They loved her. Weber trying to keep it in play. Dropping it back, setting it up to Milne, Brannigan up there. Emerson Milne, number 34. Madison Iller with the drop back. Yeah, you got to give credit where credit's due. You're right. It's going to be hard for a team like Cape Cod Academy to come over here with no subs. Look at this, no subs.
Underhand? Do they have enough girls?
I think they one girl down, Jim. Yeah, I think they've been playing the whole game with one girl down. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what their lineup is here. They've got 3. Yeah, you're right. 3, 3, and 3.
Yeah. And probably.
Yeah, 3, 3, 3.
Probably Nantucket is doing the favor by playing the same. Nantucket would not have to do it,
right?
But they're doing a favor and keeping it even that way. You know, think how depressing it must be at practice. I mean, what can you do at practice?
And what if somebody gets injured?
I mean, you have a drill, you have drills and so forth, but I mean, you can't really have a lot of competition. What do you do? I mean, you play half a field and you play 4 against 4 for competition. Right. I mean, that's about as much as you can do.
Right.
About as much you can do, you know. So it's.
Well, I wonder if they've got a feeder program over there. Maybe they're bringing in, I don't know, other kids or siblings or
they have
boys to play against them, something like that. Nice job, Emerson.
They do have. I mean, they have an elementary
nice
school.
Job,
so whether they have the kids in the 7th and 8th grade
nice job, Evelyn.
playing, or just. Try to feed them in as they get older. You know, it would be great if they did have a 7th and 8th grade team, because then that means you might have another at least 15 or 20 potential kids who are playing the sport already that will come to the high school. You know.
As we're winding down here.
Yeah, it's probably under 3 minutes now.
I would think so.
Give or take time. Added on or subtracted for the timeouts.
Oh, Sydney King with going from goalie to forward in that midi position, almost scores a goal there. I want to acknowledge Madison Iller was playing beautifully in that deep defensive back position. Yeah, when I was looking at this lineup, I thought, okay, they don't have sweepers per se, but they have 3 in the back.
Yeah.
Found that interesting.
Yeah, so. It's difficult. It's difficult because the coach is coaching this team, and she can't coach all the aspects of the game. She can't coach all the plays of the game because she doesn't. She's always playing a person down. You know.
She's got an assistant over here to her left.
And maybe they do have a few other girls who didn't come over here today. You know, we don't know that either. But
it's true.
At least they came.
Juliana Bouchard chipping away with Waverly Brannigan. Sydney King up there. They're still working this clock right to the bitter end, albeit we don't really know what time.
Keeping the pressure on here. By my count, it's probably about 2 minutes and change left. Again, did he shut the time off while they went into the timeouts?
It's getting dark so early now, Mr. Herman.
It does.
Like, wow.
Well,
we all need to get down south. It stays lighter later.
It's getting close to Halloween. You're like a dog on Halloween. And that's it. So Nantucket JVs have the victory. So they go to what? 7-3.
7-3 in non-league play, I believe.
Right. So that's a fine victory for them. And I'm glad we covered it here today. And Good luck to the young JV. Now if I can only stand up here in my good leg.
How's this one doing though, Dick? Is it?
It's coming along fine, Gino. Yes, yeah. Everything's coming along fine, and we thank Gino for setting up today's game and Paula for doing today's game. And congratulations to both teams here. And good night to the JV girls. Remember, Paula, as bad as it gets with Clemens, and put a smile on your face each and every day, even if you're laughing at yourself.
Thank you, Ralph.
Go Clemson, go Celtics, go Patriots, go the Bears.
Houston Astros.
Houston Astros.